I've already done a reaction to the Crow trailer. However, I don't want to go too much more into the Crow itself. I'm sure the trailer already has a few spoilers. A lot of people were commenting, it kind of gave the film away. I just want to use the Crow as an example of what to do and not to do when revisiting 1990s culture. And Buffy and Angel, admittedly, are difficult counter cases. Buffy was a film before it was a TV show, but that was the early 90s, so they were still within the 90s when they remade it for television. But there are now so many films that go back to that era. And I just want to look at Buffy as well as Captain Marvel. And although I do not like Captain Marvel, I don't think it's a great story or great film. I would have to say it was far superior to I think what The Crow will do. So it has a kind of charm, right? So I would recommend seeing it, but there were definitely scenes where it's like, the stunts and the special effects and things were like, this is literally really rough. And Captain Marvel kind of had the opposite problem. They had the money for the effects as well as for the scenes looked good, but the story also was very lacking. Nevertheless, there was something there because Captain Marvel was set in the 1990s, and they got a lot of things wrong, but there were things that they got really right. Just small touches, of course, the blockbuster video, like there was this sign related to MTV, the technology, right? We have Brie Larson just trying to use the computer. Again, this was the era of early internet, so she was like, this thing is going really slow. And there were just a lot of charming touches, which Buffy, the TV show, I think did a good job building upon, right? The early episodes featured these things like, right, we have that episode where Willow meets somebody online, but this is early online, so it's not like Tinder or now with these online dating sites. It was very, very basic. And the robot they fought was really, really basic. It looked really bad, but for the time, it looked okay. And that's, I think, where The Crow is failing because good or bad, you're going back into the 1990s. This is a film made in the 1990s, the era of Saved by the Bell, Beverly Hills, 90210, and X-Men the cartoon, so on and so forth. There's a lot there you can dig into, but they don't do anything with it. I mean, I grew up that time with Nirvana, the rise of punk rock, rap music was getting more and more mainstream. If you want to do something mixing rock and rap, that's fine. Rage Against the Machine, but it doesn't have anything. It doesn't have anything in terms of the music, sonically. It doesn't recall the 1990s. And again, it doesn't have the Captain Marvel budget. I get that. So they can't use too much of the music, but it just doesn't seem stylistically tied to that era. It just feels really like we're just plucking this name and putting it into modern day filmmaking. I mean, whatever you want to say about The Crow originally, The Crow the film looks like a film. This looks like something shot with a digital camera because it is. It just feels of its own time and era. So you can, it just feels stylistically it's just too modern. So it doesn't have that nostalgia factor that even Captain Marvel had or Buffy, the first film, had. It doesn't feel like it is what it should be. And I think that's why there's such a sharp reaction to it. Because if you're going to resurrect a gothic masterpiece from the 1990s, it should still have some of those elements, at least genetically. But here it's just like, we just got the name of the Crow, but he looks like Machine Gun Kelly. And I don't hate Machine Gun Kelly, but would the Crow be dating Megan Fox and going to an MTV premiere? No! The Crow would be in a dark city that Batman would live in. This new Crow is just like, he's gonna do weirdo auto-tune sessions with Kanye West. And that might be an interesting, fun film. It just wouldn't be a Crow film. It wouldn't be a Buffy film. It wouldn't even be a Captain Marvel film. It would be something so radically its own thing. So maybe the film will work on its own, but tying it to The Crow just seems like you're kind of disabling this film in the first place. It's just, why bother? It just doesn't seem to have anything to do with the Crow mythology, except at the most superficial level, which unfortunately is what I think we're going to get with The Crow as a film when it finally comes out.